Subang puji, Subang puji,
After calming down your mind, I hope your mind is quite calm down now. So actually, when we say chanting, what is chanting? Chanting is samatha practice. So it's calm down your mind. Samatha means calm or concentration, right? So I hope your mind calm down. Okay. So before I continue, I would like to say, because we already announced it's an English-Chinese session, but majority of you can listen to English, right? 有多少位是比较喜欢听华语的，比较对华语比较明白？多少位？还是每个人只有几手，请举手。1、2、3位哈，4位。好，我现在会跟他们讲英文先，你们大概应该会一点英文对吧？啊，听完了，等一下重点我才用华语跟你们讲，因为一次我不可以就是英文华语会很头痛的。啊，就是讲把英文讲完了才讲完，这样对我是比较好的，这样我不会那个脑袋会损坏哦。Right. So I will speak in English later. I will explain in Chinese. So when I explain in Chinese, if you want to listen, you can listen. If you find that it's okay, you can walk. But today I also need to explain a walking meditation. Even though some of you have been practicing many years, so it's good to go for the basic. So before we talk about walking meditation, let's go for some theory, right? Now, you can refer to your page. It's not on, but I think more of you have been on. Page 1, practicing Metta and Vipassana. Now, it is very important to know the difference, because if you don't know the difference, you might confuse. That's one thing. And second thing is, you might okay. So right now, normally when we say metta, you just think about metta is actually same like samatha. So when you see this, you also get to know something about samatha. So if you find it too small, so please refer to your handout. It's exactly same. I'll show the Chinese English version here because we have some Chinese educated. Now, this is, you can write down yourself. When I say about extra point, you can write down when you have pen, right? So this is talking about Noble F4 path, having the right view, right? So extra point, you write down yourself. Right, the first thing is when you practice Metta and Vipassana, the objects are totally different. Metta is talking about like perception of beings. There's you, there's I, there's me, there's sentient being. So the object is beings, right? But Vipassana is more on ultimate truth. We call it Paramatta Dhamma in Abhidhamma, right? I think only few of you learn Abhidhamma. Some of you are my Abhidhamma students. So it's more on the ultimate truth where you focus on Nama Rupa, mind matter, or 5 attributes, right? So I think on the other paper, there will be mention of attributes, but here just a kind of like summary. So now, when you have different objects, how are you going to practice in a meditation, right? This depends on how skillful is your mind, all right? So when you're practicing metta, your mind must grasp on the perception of beings. There's you, I, me. For example, when you are doing sitting meditation, you will say, may all beings be very happy. May I be very happy. So the object is in clear, right? Okay, everybody clear about this. But when you practice on the Vipassana, you don't say, I'm sitting, I'm walking, I'm thinking. You don't use the word I at all. You don't use the word he is seeing, he is walking. You use the word the mind want to walk, the body walking. The body is sitting, the mind is knowing, right? That is a nama rupa, right? So at that time, you throw away, you let go the concept of I, be, then you can progress. So that's why this right view is a noble effort path, the first factor. So for Vipassana, you must focus on nama rupa. That's a right view. Right? So clear? Okay. So later when I repeat, but you always refer to this page because this is the fundamental knowledge. Now, when should you practice? Now, time to practice metta is when you are connecting, when you're associating with other people, with other beings. So when you talk with your sons, daughter, your colleague, your father and mother, you cannot say you cannot say nama rupa, You cannot say like that. You must say my father, my mother. I care about my father. I have concern about my father, mother. I want to take care of my children. May they be well and happy. So when you're connecting with people, you must put metta first. Right? You don't put vipassana at that time, unless you're full-time yogi. But even full-time yogi, you need to have metta. So sometimes I will tell you some story, so for you to remember well, because sometimes too much theory, people find it's very dry, right? So when I was in Buddhist hermitage Lunas, where I ordained, so one time the meditator was doing walking meditation. Then somebody, people from outside, they come and ask, where's the toilet? So when you are doing walking meditation and somebody asks you, where's the toilet? How should you answer? Like this. So you like this, and your face like this, is it? No, at least you put a little bit smile, because you're observing noble silence, right? But you can observe noble silence with metta, right? So you're not breaking the law, the rules or regulation. So when people ask you, outsider who never know, who doesn't understand what is yogi, right? No, in Buddhist Hermitage Lunas, because it's a pure Vipassana center. So when a lot of devotees who come the first time, the yogi have to walk very slow, right? You know Vipassana center. And then they don't talk, right? So they stand for a long time. Then outside people, they come. The first impression they will have is, these are zombie. In Chinese, 僵尸, because they behave very weird. Their face don't have any expression at all, right? Yeah. So same when if people ask the yogi, where's the toilet? The yogi will be, right? But do you have mental? No. So you can just smile. Then people don't feel afraid, because a lot of people, they know that when you practice for a long time, you are getting more weirder. People say, why after you practice Vipassana, you become more inhuman. You become more hard. Because the mind is not softened with loving kindness. Right? So you need to know the time to change, we call it the mood, from Vipassana mode to Vipassana to Metta mode. So when you are connecting, associating with people, you need Metta. That's main thing. Because people don't understand you. You also, at that time, you try to understand what they want, right? So if people asking you, so let's say if people from outsider, they come to Subang Jaya, they ask you, where's the toilet? So you just point. But point with a little bit smile. That's practicing of metta. That's very important. So later I'll talk about how do we practice metta, right? And Vipassana is at all time. Now, if you want to be very good in Vipassana, you have to call it Nama Rupa. The concept of beings you have, but at the same time, you must know Nama Rupa. Must practice Nama Rupa at any time, every time. So when you wake up, the mind knows the body is lying position, at the lying position. Yeah. So then there will be a thought. I want to wake up. I want to wake up. Then slowly the body wake up. Then there will be a thought, go to toilet, then walking to toilet. Then you can see Nama Rupa. I think you all know Nama means mind. Rupa means the body, right? Nama is the mind. You can see on this one, right? The Nama and Rupa, the first line there. So anytime you must know what is Nama, what is Rupa. Nama means mind, Rupa means body. You can see here. And for those very new one. So you must clear on Nama Rupa, or later you develop to 5 aggregates. All right. So anytime, anytime. So when you're sitting, you practice Vipassana. Walking, you practice Vipassana. Eating time, you practice Vipassana. Going to the toilet, you practice Vipassana. Clear? Right? Clear. All right. So that's important. Now, what is the best time or best place? Now, time we finish on your place is when you want to practice Metta. If you want to, let's say, go to have a deeper concentration, sitting is the best position. Because Metta means you can just, let's say, if you want to radiate Metta to your friend who is admitted to hospital, is lying in a hospital bed. So you just kind of like focus on him, no need to especially visualize him or whatever, you know. You just have the image of him. Just send, oh, may you be very happy. So sitting position is the best when you practice Metta. But for Vipassana, is any place, any postures. That's why Vipassana can be practiced anytime. No? Not to say you come to here 3 days you practice, the rest 363 days you don't practice. Not like that. Because Vipassana can practice at any time, any place. So anytime, any place, you just say, the mind always observe. What's the mind do? The mind want to do this, the mind want to do that. That is Nama. Then the body will follow. The subsequent, like the mind want to drink, then there will be a series of action, Nama Rupa, go to the kitchen and so on. Yeah. Okay. Later we will come back again, but this is a foundation, so I'll go through first. Now, Metta always say there's some technical parameters, so all these are means limited or specific, so we call it specific meditation to a certain people, to a group, like you focus on your father, mother who is sick, your uncle, auntie who is sick, so it's all this to one group, one person, so there is specific. Anodisa is not specific when you focus on all beings, be very happy. Like Sabbe, Satta, Sukhita, Hontu. There is a Anodisa, right? Okay. So Vipassana is based on the 4 foundation this one mindfulness, where there's another piece of paper. Yeah, okay. There's another more thinner type, another one. Right? So this one we will go through because we have 3 days. So morning will be more on Dhamma talk, and afternoon maybe more little talk, and we'll have more on discussion, because I find that discussion is interesting because I get to know what you want to know, and you get the chance to question about the doubts. Because sometimes when you have doubts, if it's not clear off, it can hinder your meditation progress, right? Now, when you practice Metta, the result you have is just calm and peaceful. You cannot gain any enlightenment anymore. And the purpose of practice Vipassana is let go the greed, hatred, delusion, right? And you can say when you practice Metta, it's on the way. It's helpful for you to reach Nibbana. But Vipassana really support the right view. There's a noble effort path and leading to an inner suffering. Okay. So, right, now I go for Chinese channel, right? So just a few minutes. OK， 现在我们讲华语，所以我们先就是讲，开始我们需要知道就是讲区别很重要，因为这是2个不同的禅法， Metta 慈爱是属于定禅或是止禅，Vipassana 是内观禅。所以，如果当我们修 Metta 的时候，我们是注重那个观念，有我、有你、有众生的观念哈、这个是很重要。所以，可是我们修 Vipassana，我们是注意究竟法。究竟法就是讲我们不要执着众生你我，只是真正的现象，就是讲有名色或无名。清楚哦，对吗？清楚哈，好。这样我们随时几时要修慈爱呢？就是当我们跟其他人接触的时候，我们要时常有笑脸，要有关怀心，跟他们接触，这样人家才不觉得我们好像很孤僻啊。好像如果人家问你要去哪里，要上厕所，虽然你是禅修者，你是保持静语不讲话，可是你可以用笑脸跟他们讲哦，厕所在那边，就不会吓着人嘛，是不是？这样Vipassana内观智慧禅，如果你想快速的证悟，你时常要有这个明色身心的那个正确的理解哦，时常把它放在要修讲。如果修慈爱呢，静坐是比较好。为什么呢？因为静坐的时候，你可以把你的心专注在一个目标，好像一个生病的朋友，还是你的、你的你的亲人，你专注在他，就愿他快乐，愿他健康。所以在静坐之后就讲你的身体静静的时候，比较容易专注在一个目标。这样修维巴斯呢，我们在每个地方、每个姿势都可以哈。这样修梅达呢，我们就是可以讲是有分成两个，第一个叫限制波利萨，限制就是讲只是专注在一个人一组这样，好像我们的亲人，我们的最喜欢的人这样。另外一个无限制，无限制就没有什么指令，就是好像一切众生用一切众生快乐健康，哦，每个众生这个叫无限制。Vipassana 是根据那个4年处，如果我们要修 Metta 呢，只是可以给我们的心平静下来。修 Vipassana 主要就是放下这个三毒贪嗔痴，可是修慈爱，它不能让我们可以提升涅槃，只是可以帮助我们修行而已。修 Vipassana 才可以让我们得到正确的见解、正见啊，发正道的正见。好，可以了，清楚吗？可以好。如果有什么东西不明白，我们到那个讨论的下午的环节，你们才问我好不好？好。So if anything you don't understand, we go to Q&A, then you can ask. Now we focus on this one. Now, when we study anything, when we even study or when we practice anything, we must know why do we practice? What's the advantages? No? Because it's like very sweet, like children. You want to make the children happy. How do you give them sweet, give them gift, so their mind is very happy. So actually, sometimes you can think about it yourself. When we really notice ourselves, we're actually very childish. You know why? We only like the things we like. We don't like the things we don't like, right? So we are childish in one way. So we have to think about how to make ourselves more eager to learn meditation. So we need to remember the advantage. So you can read many stars like the advantage of Metta is one sleep easily. Now, why is it you sleep easily? Now, when the way we say already, the best time to practice Metta, yes, any in sitting position, but actually when you are lying down before you fall asleep. So at that time, you can practice Metta. So when you're lying down, you just have the short, even a short thoughts. May all beings be very happy, right? May all beings be happy. Or if you like chanting, you can say, Sabe Sata Sukhita Hontu, Avera Hontu, Abhya Bhaja Hontu, Aniga Hontu, Sukhi Adhanam Pariharantu. It's lullaby, pause. Okay, right. So that's how we sleep easily. Because if you don't, actually, as we say before, metta is also a samatha practice, also meditative. So if you don't calm down your mind before you fall asleep, let's say before you sleep, you are thinking about your business or something that you not finished today, your mind is very hurried, too active. And you try to fall asleep. When you're falling asleep, the thoughts, when you learn Abhidhamma, the Bhavaka, the thoughts actually non-stop. So it will disturb your sleep. So you don't sleep well. The next day you are get angry easily, right? Then people say, why after you practice meditation, you become angry? It's true, It's because you don't practice correctly. So you must know the time. What's the best time to practice? So before you fall asleep, if you like chanting, or actually you can open any chanting 24 hours. It's good also because sometimes when you sleep, then you wake up and you listen to the chanting, then you fall asleep again. It's like lullaby. Like they say, when we are young, our mother sing lullaby. Now we don't have mother, so maybe chanting will help us to sleep, right? So when you have a good object, calm object, like when the sound of chanting, especially metta chanting, is very calm. So when you have a calm object, so your mind will naturally take the good object, like we say in Abhidhamma. So then you go to sleep. That's why you sleep easily. Okay, so you try. Or if you don't do this, you think about something and you try to fall asleep, you don't have good sleep, right? So better have sleep easily. And if you sleep easily, actually you don't need 7 hours of sleep. How many of you sleep 7 hours? 8 hours? 9 hours? Do you know why you need to sleep for a long time? It's because you don't have good quality of sleep. If you have good quality of sleep, actually you need only 5. Like they say, Sariputra, after he gained enlightenment, Sariputra is the chief disciple of the Buddha. After he gained enlightenment, why? Because he can use his Samapati, the absorption, concentration he gained from meditation, his enlightenment. He used it, go inside, kind of like make the mind calm down, and then he can emerge from there. And that's why he never sleep, because there's no need for him to sleep. Actually, if we want to sleep, we can say 5 hours is actually enough. Like Buddha, only 4 hours. Yeah. So you can practice like the Buddha, 4 hours. Okay, 2 less. Okay, 5 hours. Or all right, minimum 6 hours. But actually, if you really fall asleep easily, you have good sleep, then you wake up easily. Wake up easily means you don't twist around, whatever. You wake up, your mind very fresh. Your mind very fresh because you have good sleep. That's the reason. And you don't have evil dream. Now, what is dream? In Abhidhamma, dreams are just thoughts. Evil dreams means bad thoughts. Bad thoughts in your sleeping time. So if naturally when your mind calms down, when you sleep easily, so you don't have bad thoughts because there's less thought. So you don't have evil dream. Evil dream, for example, is like when you feel that a ghost chasing you, you feel that you're back to some bad accident, like car accident, all these are bad thoughts, evil thoughts. Now, this way is one is dear to human being, right? I think this is easy. Like we say, when you practice metta to all the person, now, what is the easiest way to practice metta? Smart, right? So if any of you, your friend tell you, your face looks so bright, that means that, your metta is not enough because you don't have smile, or you don't smile easily. So you look at yourself in the mirror, you can notice that your mouth is turning up or turning down. So if anybody say your face looks so bright, then you say, okay, I must smile more so I can be dear to human being, right? So yeah, when you see somebody, just smile. I think Sister Maya is very good. Yeah, yesterday she because I told her I need to do my passport, urgently before I go back to Myanmar. So she bring me from here. We take the Grab to the bus road, and then she said she always, if she doesn't know anything, she passes her handphone to the people, ask them to help her, and she always smile and talk to the Malay, talk to Chinese. Yeah, her mental is very good. Yeah, I can see people like her and help her instantly. Yeah, that's how we practice as a Buddhist, you know. Yeah, okay. Yeah. And dear to non-human. Non-human means Deva, right? Deva, yeah. Do we need to see Deva? We don't need, but we know they are around us. Because in Abhidhamma, in the 31 plans existence, which beings share with us, you know, on the human world, there's a ghost, yeah, or Metta, yeah. And also some of the half Deva. And Deva is supposed to stay on the tree or on the sky, whatever. You don't need to see them, but you can just have the feeling. You can just radiate to them, like, may all beings, may all the Deva, may all the beings stay around us. May they be very happy. Just a kind of like kind thoughts sent to them. That's enough. Then wherever you go, there will be people take care of you, non-human being take care of you. Because they are dear to them, so the Deva, they will protect you. That's the reason. So this is why when you go to an unseen place, yeah. You know, they always say when you go for the, you know, when you go for the jungle, you don't go and urinate at the tree. You know about that, right? You know why? Have you heard about that? Huh? Sorry? Devas, yeah, because the tree might be the home to some being, you know, you go and urinate in front of their house, they don't like it, you know. But in case you really need to urinate, what should you do? Maybe you should excuse me. But actually it's true, you know. So if you really need to do, maybe don't find a big tree go and urinate lah. Because big tree will have Deva, you know, maybe find a little bit bush or whatever. But also when you go to bush, be careful. Because also in the bush also there's go snakes. So yeah. So we call it be uniso manasical wise attention. Yeah. Just go and find an appropriate place, maybe not in the bush, not somewhere on the near the tree, whatever. Yeah. Okay, so then they will protect you. Then fire, poison, and weapon do not affect one. Okay? So that's the story of the Queen Samawati. When her husband so angry with her, he tried to shoot her with weapon. But because she radiated the Metta, the weapon cannot affect her. But this one we don't advise you to try unless you're very good at Metta, you know. Now, if you're not good at Metta, don't go and put yourself into the fire or swallow some poison and ask Sayajik, Chala, please come and help me. Okay, I cannot help you, right? Okay. And once mind becomes concentrated, right? Because Metta is right? So when you notice that when you chant the Metta chanting, your mind already calm down. Now, the meaning of concentration means, what's the meaning of concentrated? Means one-pointedness. One-pointedness means your mind can focus on one object. And because you have Metta, so your facial complexion become bright and clear. That's easy. One dies confused. This means that before you pass away, your mind has good thoughts, or you don't have a delusion much. Right? So if you don't gain any higher attainment, due to the jhana practice, you will be born in Brahma realm. So I think those Abhidhamma students understand. Based on the jhana chitta, you were born in the Brahma realm. OK， 华语你们听得懂吗？刚才的可以吗？可以的，还需要我解释吗？需要啊。需要才举手啊，不需要 OK 啊，可以啊，这个简单很多，不用再解释，这个简单哈。Alright, so advantage of Vipassana. Right. Now, Vipassana, this according to Sutta. This is direct path for purification of being. Now, when we talk about the purification, means is the mental purification. So you can write down. There's a greed, hatred, delusion, mental purification. And when your mind don't have the mental problem, mental defilements, you have purification, then it's very easy for you to overcome sorrow and limitation. Alright, sorrow and limitation always due to attachment. So when you have attachment, your mind will have the sorrow limitation. Some of you don't have this one, right? Is it? You can get from counter. Brotherly? Huh? Okay. Okay. So if you have the paper, you can write down. Because this is a kind of like meditation we study course. Yeah. And you can have mental purification, means less defilement. Then because of less defilement, there's no more great hatred delusion, then you don't have sorrow and limitation. So actually when we look at the sutta, it's really step by step. Buddha's teaching is very exact, step by step. Then pain. This pain refer to the normally one pain and grief so refer to the body pain, mental pain, right? Pain normally refer to the sukha, to dukkha, refer to body pain. Grief refer to mental pain, right? So body pain and grief is the mental pain. Then you get the true path, that is the noble eightfold path. And then you go to realization of Nibbana. That is the noble, that's the four foundation of mindfulness, right? 所以我们讲这个修内观智慧禅，就是众生的清净。在这里，这个清净就是讲精神的清净，就是讲没有贪嗔痴的意思哦。等一下超越忧和悲，等一下灭除苦恼。苦呢就是讲身体的苦，这个恼呢就是讲精神的痛苦，所以在这里是身心的苦恼两方面。苦是身体的苦，恼就是精神的恼。还有可以证得正道，正道就是讲把正道可以提升涅槃，就是讲要修这个四念处。对，那what's the time? Right. Now, how are we going to combine? Like now, we are talking about combine. So as I said in the beginning, the objects are totally different, right? So metta is always on beings. So Vipassana is on Namarupa, mind and matter. So we can do is very easy way. When you do sitting, you start with 5 minutes of 10 minutes. Just generate loving kindness to yourself first. You can say, may I be very happy. May I be happy, may I be peaceful. Then after that, you change to Vipassana. So same also when you're doing walking meditation, let's say after you sit down for 1 hour, you're very tired, so you go and do walking meditation. So when you can walk outside, or walk here, you can walk that side, or I think in the eating place over there, there's a space that you can do walking there, or you can walk at the back also. But in front of yogi like this kind of place, should not walk. You can walk here. Don't walk near where people are sitting, right? So after sitting, you then if you want to walk, you also can start with 10 minutes or 5 minutes of metta. You can read it to yourself first. May I be very happy. Then after that, you can think about all the meditators. May all the meditators here be very happy. Then all beings be happy. Start with yourself, meditator, and everybody, right? This is how you can start. So 我们实际就是讲5分钟坐禅之前可以修慈爱给自己，跟自己讲愿我快乐，愿我平安。后来你就可以发给其他的众生，就讲5分钟，后来才剩下的50分钟给其他众生。Alright, okay. The first one I think is very easy, right? Yeah, it's not a problem. 5 minutes metta, then the rest will be vipassana, right? Okay, this one you can try yourself. It's not difficult to say. Now, second one is really more combined on metta and vipassana. It's like, now, normally when people practice vipassana, they find that sometimes the mind is very hard, So how you make it is, because when you practice metta, like we say 5 minutes metta, your mind already quite calm down. So use that kind of gentle awareness through the metta, then you go and observe your body feeling, body sensation, right? How you feel, body hard, body soft, hot and cold, Then or you observe the thoughts, what are you doing? Thinking, maybe you're thinking about your house, your work, and what's your emotion? You are angry, you feel not right, you're very happy to be here. what is your mental states or any nama rupa, mind, mental, five aggregates. So Vipassana key point is always try to observe the anicca, dukkha, anatta, impermanent suffering in oneself. That's the. This one I will talk more about it. So this just to tell you how you should practice Vipassana metta. 所以讲就是刚才的第一部分，第二部分就是讲我们刚才修慈爱的，我们把那个注意力，那个慈爱的那个柔软的感觉，把它注意力放在我们的身体。你的身体什么硬软粗湿大，你讲湿大，还是你在想东西？你的那个情绪，还是你的可以关照，我们就关照你的那个名色五蕴等等。最重要是我们修Vipassana专注就是关照那个无常的我，这个等一下会再讲。Okay, now this is actually important, right? Because I try to explain more because some of you might not come to know, right? Second thing. Now, this is like a lot of people want to know how when you practice Vipassana, how you combine with Metta. That's one of the way I get from somewhere, from the notebook, right? So when you have difficult emotion during Vipassana, actually when we are facing something different, like when you sit down already half an hour, you feel body pain. There are two methods. The first method is direct Vipassana, means you not pain, and they disappear. That's one method, normal Vipassana method. But second way, if you want to integrate with Metta, you can just switch to Metta, right? So you, instead of contemplate your Namarupa, your mind mental, you just focus yourself, may I be very happy, may I be happy. Then you use the Metta, make your mind calm and peaceful. Then after that, you go back to the difficult sensation. It's just a switch of practice, right? Clear? Right? Okay. So 这是讲，如果我们修禅的时候有一些困扰，觉得很难关照的时候，我们暂时的转去修这个 Metta。我们用慈爱关照我们的慈爱，用我们的关照我们的心，讲柔软，讲的那个柔软的心对自己好。后来当我们的心比较舒服一下，我们才转去修内观，关照刚才的难受的感觉。难受感觉就是讲，当你做半个钟头，你的身体、你的脚会很痛，那是叫难受的感觉。那时候对初学者很难关，因为他们觉得太辛苦了，所以在辛苦的时候，你可以暂时可以转去修Vipassana，清楚吗？后来呢，这样好，这个是可以了。This is the fourth method. So if you find like 1 hour sitting is too difficult, you can do like 10 minutes Vipassana, 20 minutes Vipassana, then Metta, and this one. So you can just, in 1 hour, you try to cut to few sessions, right? But I think it is also, for beginners, I suggest only half an hour sitting, half an hour walking. Right? So for beginners, try to balance half an hour, half an hour. For those who practice long time, you can try 1 hour, 1 hour, right? Or if you cannot, you can try this one. Okay? 所以可以呢，就是讲初学者如果做不了1个钟头、半个钟头就行。半个钟头可能你可以20分钟修内观，10分钟修 Metta 等等。So 这个是now both practices support each other. Metta softens the heart, the Vipassana more balanced. So while Vipassana brings clarity to by understand the nature of Metta itself. 所以他们的好处就是讲，我们的 Metta，让的心比较柔软、平衡。这样内观能带来清晰度，帮助理解慈心的本质。I think that's enough for today. Now, okay, now we go for physical practice. I think what we do, since you already sit for half an hour, so we can do some physical practice now. All right. Now, first thing we say, when you practice Vipassana, you should be aware of Nama Rupa all the time. Right, now, I want you all to stand out. So before you stand out, wait. You must contemplate the intention in your mind. That's the intention of wanting to stand. So after now, you contemplate the intention, wanting to stand up, wanting to stand up, wanting to stand up. Then when you stand up slowly, the mind observe the body slowly stand up. Right? 现在我们开始就是开始要站的时候，关照这个心要站，要站，要站。后来身体慢慢的站，站，站。Okay, can try now. All right. So, not the mind, intention to stand, intention stand. Now slowly stand now, right? Because you'll be sitting for half an hour, it is good to change the position. Slowly stand up. When you stand up, observe the body, how you stand. Stand up, stand up, stand up, right? Okay. Now, when you are in the standing position, you might observe the body standing, standing, standing. Now, what is the nature of standing? Standing means you feel the body, the back is stiff. You feel the feet in touching the floor, right? So you feel, you observe the standing, body standing. The body is stiff, standing. The feet is touching the floor. 所以站住的时候，就是讲身体站住，你的背有紧绷的感觉，脚触到地，这个叫动荡。所以站住、动荡、站住、动荡。So just standing, touching, two objects, right? Standing, the mind observe the body standing. The mind observe the feet touching. Standing, touching, standing, touching. 身体站住，心观身体站住，心观脚触到地。Standing, touching. Now you can close your eyes, so you can feel more sensation. 关住眼睛，你观那个身体站住，站住脚触地。Observe two objects: body standing, the feet touching. Body standing, the feet touching. Yeah. So standing, touching. Close your eyes. Feel the body standing. Now, in the standing position, actually, sometimes one of the very good Vipassana practice is contemplate the six sense spaces. Like you can hear my sound, so you're not hearing. You can feel the aircon touching the body, touching. 所以站住的时候，我们可以修这个六根触。那个耳朵听到声音观，听到。那个空调动到身体观，触到。站住，你也可以关照那个身体站住、触到，或观那个六根，听到，动荡。So, but here the main object in standing posture always about this body standing, the mind not the body standing, the mind not the feet touching. 所以在站住的时候，主要目标是观身体站住触到，那个脚触到，站住触到。同时呢，你可以观什么？观那个听到或那个身体触到。Right, so always remember main object standing, body standing, the mind not the body standing, the mind not the feet touching the floor. Right, two objects standing, touching, standing, touching. That's the main object. Secondary object is the wind, the aircon touching the body. Or you hear my sound, that's the second object. So always you have main object, second object. 所以站的时候，主要就是身体站住，还有脚触地，站住，触到。 站住动的。第二个目标就是讲听到声音，听到，用空调吹到那个身体的时候触到。So just stand here for 5 minutes. There's a Vipassana practice. Okay. So sometimes you can feel the feeling in the body. Right now you can feel hot and cold, like the body feel cold. So it's also good to contemplate the coldness feeling. Now sometimes you're always thinking in Vipassana with so many objects. How to contemplate? Whatever the most obvious, you should choose to contemplate. Like if you feel cold now, so you can feel there's a feeling of coldness, so you can cold. If the other object is not obvious, always go for main object. There is a standing and touching, standing, touching. 所以站的时候，有时候觉得冷还是热，可以关照这个感受，冷热冷热。就想在我们修内观智慧层哪一个比较明显，该关照。如果这些不明显呢，我们回到我们的主要目标，就是讲站住触当，脚的触当，站住触当，站住触当。Standing, touching, touching. Don't let the mind go outside. Bring the mind back to the body. Ground the mind by grounding the mind. 所以把心放在身体里边，不要给它乱跑。如果想到东西，不要管它，暂时放在身心这边，关照身心现象。meditation 已经 meditation 了，不，已经 meditation，已经 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 meditation。Okay, enough. So now we are going to practice walking meditation. So I think maybe not enough space to do. All right. So I think Sayaji Agawati will show you. Okay, you show them. You show them. You show them. You show them. All right. Okay, she will show you how to walk, so you all can relax yourself standing. All right. So how you walk is, all right. Yeah, put the hand in front of the mat. Keep the body straight. Okay, not standing like now, standing, touching. Not the mind, noting the body, standing, the feet touching the ground. After that, before walking, not the intention want to walk. Intention not in your mind. Intention want to walk. Intention want to walk. Tell yourself 3 or 5 times. Then start with the right foot. Then not right, left, right, left, right, left. You recite right, left in your mind. Right, left. Then when you finish, you don't turn immediately. You go back to standing meditation, right? So not standing, touching. Standing, touching. Now, you want to turn the right. Before turning, not the intention of mind. Want to turn, want to turn, want to turn. Then turning. When turn, not the body turning. The mind not turning, 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 right? Then go back to standing meditation, right? Standing, touching, standing, touching. Right? When you're standing, you can put the hand in front, or you feel still, you can put the hand at the back. Doesn't matter. But keep the body straight. Then want to walk back, always not intention want to walk, intention want to walk. Then start with the right foot. Okay? Right, left. So recite in your mind, right, left. Label, we call label, is good because it stops the mind from thinking. So when you walk, always observe the beginning movement from beginning of right all the way the foot movement. You walk calm and steady, right? One way. The eyes should look 45 degrees down, okay? Don't look around. So walk one direction only. At the end, you stop and go back to standing meditation. So you go back to just standing, touching, standing. So after you stand for a while, you can go. If you want to turn, you not intention want to turn, intention want to turn. Turning, turning, turning. Right? Then when you're turning, the mind observe the body turning, turning. Then you go back to the position. So it's important just one way. Train yourself one way only. Don't walk in the circle. Don't walk go and see the birds, the cats, the dogs. There are dogs here, you know. All right. Okay. Okay. So 我讲白。So 我们关右左右左右右左右左。走的时候平衡脚，那个眼睛45度看向哦。手可以放前方哦。听的时候我们就关站住触当，站住触当。要转的时候先关要转，要转，要转。要等一下转。转到后面又回去刚才位置，不要直接走了。站住先关，这个叫站禅。站住触当，站住触当。后来关要走才走，哦，这样走，哦，这个是基本我们右左右，初学者你们学右左这样，今天就这样就 OK， 是呢，我对对 ，right？ OK， now we going to practice. You all want to go toilet and come back, so we will, yeah, better you go toilet. Okay, go toilet. So before going toilet, what you do? Know the intention. So intention want to go toilet and go. Those beginning to go. Later we do some Metta sitting with the go. Okay. So observe the nama rupa, my metta, my neighbor. Okay. Don't talk into each other. Can you hear me? I can follow. Better? Is it better? Just one can hear, no? Can hear or not? Just one. But you can see my mouth. Do you read? You cannot read. But it's same like
This one. If you speak, it goes directly connect to the hearing aid.
Yeah.
Goes directly to ear. But because the sound
the notifications also later system to
So we
are able to
now it's not connected to this